Hi everyone. Today we'll talk about a special topic, and it is a child and a parent. What is the bond between a child and a parent? So, child carries whatever the parent is. By that, I mean that the child is exact replica of the DNA of the parents. Parent is an energy. The energy is imbibed into their genes, that is their DNA, and the child is born. The child has the same exact DNA of the parent. That means that it is the same energy as that of the parent. One thing. The second thing is the mind of the parent is in the DNA. That is being transferred to the child. So whenever the child is acting in a way that you don't understand, that means the parent gets it from the self. And to understand the behavior of the child, the parent must turn inside, talk to their self, and fix that thing inside themselves so that it automatically gets fixed into the child, because it's the soul to soul connection. Example. If a child is not listening to you, that means it is teaching you something that you have to learn. If the child is getting angry or agitated near you, it means you have certain things inside you that are agitating you and you are not aware of it. That is why the child who has no mind of his own when he is small, he is replicating the same exact thing that you have inside. That is how a child and a parent is special to themselves. Next stage, after the child grows in the same environment of the parents, the mind of the child is made up of the same things: what he is watching, what he is eating, what he is smelling, and whatever he is seeing around its environment, which comprises of the parents mostly, because a child stays with the parent whenever he is small until the time he grows and he goes out of the house. At that time, most of the parents are actually seeing their own reflection in the child. After the child goes out of the house, it gets new things into the mind. That is also a reflection of the parent, because internally the DNA is still of the parents. So the child goes out, start to study, start to earn, does a job or anything. Wherever he goes or she goes, they are carrying the same energy as that of the parent. At that time, the child is actually learning from the world outside, because that world has started to reflect the child now. If the child is able to learn the lessons from the outside environment, that is his workplace, or wherever he is learning his hobbies, dance, music, or wherever he's going out to shop, to eat. That is how the child is learning, and the subconscious mind is teaching him or her the lessons that he must learn in order to grow. As soon as he learns, he grows into his consciousness and his thoughts get elevated, because the child is not getting back to that thinking pattern again and again. Whenever a soul learns a lesson, the old thinking pattern is off. That is how you move forward in the life. After few years, the child goes back to their home, or after a few months they go back to their home. The parent starts to feel difference. Why are they feeling that difference in their child? First of all, the energy or the mind of the child has changed, because it has grown into another environment, still carrying that energy, but the child has learned some things that he was unable to learn at home. That is why when the child comes back, the parent starts to feel the difference. When you feel something, it is from the heart. You feel the difference in the behavior of the child. That is where the parent is not able to accept the child fully, because they say that this is not what we taught you. It might be good or bad, but they behave in a very certain different way than the parent had thought. At that moment, the child also feels a little difference, because there has been a shift in their consciousness. When there is a difference in between the consciousness of the child and the parent, that is where the parent and the child has to learn from each other. The child starts to understand why the parent is not able to accept the child. Here, only one thing can break off the barriers that has created a drift between both of you. That is energy, and that is where the power of unconditional love comes in. It's either the child or the parent who breaks the barrier by the love that they carry for each other, shedding their ego or whatever is coming in their way. That is what is known as maturity. The unconditional love that you both share between each other is powerful than whatever problem that you both are facing, or the drift or the argument that you both are having. Once you put on the spark of the unconditional love, you accept everything as is. The child accepts the parent as is, and the parent accepts the child as is.